You are all set.
All right, well, welcome everyone. I hope you guys all have a great start to May. It's crazy that we're into May already. I still am in denial about that. It's just flying by, but we had an awesome April. Um, we it was pretty much almost tied with our March, which was great. So we had 1.9 million in group volume. So congrats to all of you. That is a huge number. And we're so proud of you. And then we also added 156 reps this month. So welcome to any of you new reps that are brand new to this call. We are so happy you decided to join us. So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up for the month, and then we're going to do a little bit of training at the end. So I'm going to first start off talking about our brand new promo. I don't know if you saw it in the team page today. Sandals for Summit. We love our sandals. We love giving away sandals. And this time we are giving away Birkenstocks. So if anybody was around for the Tory Burch days, Katie was always calling them Tony Burks. So we decided let's make it actual Birkenstocks this time so she can get the name right. But so different ranks. So there's two different kinds of Birkenstocks. One of the water-friendly ones, I think they're called the EVAs, and then the other one are the leather ones. So depending on your rank, it's going to depend on what Birkenstocks you get. So senior rep to director, you will get the EVAs, director to senior director, the EVAs, and then senior director to executive, you'll get the leather Birkenstocks. Executive to Zaya exec, you'll get the leather Birkenstocks. Zaya exec to double Zaya exec, leather Birkenstocks. And then our current double Zaya execs, they need to hold that, be a paid double Zaya exec for 2 out of the 3 months. So the promo runs from May through July. So you have 3 months to earn those sandals if you want to do it. So that is super fun. And then we knew nothing about Zaya's promo, but it actually works really well with our promo. So they're doing it's called the Double Up. I'm sure you've probably seen it already, but if you haven't, they are doubling the rank bonus. So for junior rep, normally you get $50, and it looks like they're doing that they're waiving the 3-month term. So before you had to rank advance in 3 months in order to earn that bonus. So it looks like they're waiving that. So for junior rep, you're actually going to get $100 when you rank advance, and then your sponsor is going to get $50. As a senior rep, you get $75. They're going to double that. And then your sponsor also gets $75. Director, you're going to get $200 when you hit it, and your sponsor is going to get $100. Senior director, $400, you guys, and then your sponsor will get $200, and then executives and above, you will get $500 plus $250, and then your sponsor will get $250 also. So a couple great incentives to get your, to rank advance, which obviously grows your business. So everybody should be trying to do that, and now you have a couple incentives that you'll earn if you do that. So, all right, Katie, I'll let you go from there.
Okay, yay. Hi, everybody. Happy May. All right, just a reminder for those of you that are new, or if this missed your radar somehow, Summit is our annual convention, and we are having it in person this year, which is awesome after a year of not being able to get together. It's August 28th, and there are not very many tickets left. I think Monica was saying like maybe a couple hundred left. If you cannot go in person, there are virtual tickets available. But if there's any way you can be there in person, we would love to see you. We're planning a party for our team on the 28th. So more info about that will be coming, but we would really love to see your faces. So you guys, to get tickets, it's in your back office on the left. It says event registration. You can buy your ticket there. If you feel like you want to go and you want to get that ticket, but you're not 100% sure, you can transfer them to somebody else at a later date. So I would just get it and kind of worry about the details later, just so you have a spot. And then I wanted to tell you guys, we booked something kind of cool. It's not on the calendar yet because we sort of just figured it out. Actually, it might have been in the newsletter today. But On May 22nd, we are having an Enneagram workshop for the whole team. It's free for you guys. It's a 2-hour workshop. So if you're not familiar about the Enneagram, it is a personality test that's been around for a really long time. And I met an Enneagram coach when I went to a conference in February, and I just love this girl. Her energy is she's the most soothing, sweet, helpful, loving person. And I loved how she kind of coached me a little bit on the Enneagram. It was just a very loving way. And so I loved her energy. So I reached out and I said, hey, do you want to maybe do like a training for us and a workshop? So we put this together. So it's May 22nd from 9 a.m. Central to 11 a.m. Central. I will post the tests and all of that in the next week or so you can take it if you haven't. But it'll be really good. She's got handouts and all sorts of things. But here's why we are providing this. When you know about the people that you work with, you can love them better and serve them better. Monica, I was listening about you today. Can't wait to talk more about this. And I already know all about you, but it's just fascinating. You learn people's strengths and weaknesses and how you can best understand them. So it's just been a really, really valuable tool. And yes, it will be recorded for sure. So May 22nd, 9 to 11. Okay, let's get into a little bit of training. We're going to talk about some income producing activities. So I'm going to let you take it away, Monica.
All right. Yes, I'm so excited about that Enneagram training. That's awesome. And I can't wait to hear what you've learned about me today.
It's good. Now, it's funny, you guys, just a little aside. So I am not in charge, but when we separate duties, I took the trying to figure out a place for our summit party. And today I'm like, this is not good. This was not how we should have divided this, because I had all these emails out to different venues and I got one back today and I'm like, this is so like Midwestern. It's so cool. Like it was like a picnic and the menu was just really Midwestern. Well, then I look at the address. It's in Illinois. Like somehow it had the same name as a place in Utah, but I clicked on the wrong one. And so I'm getting quotes for Illinois venues. And I'm like, this is definitely something a one should be in charge of.
And then she tells me today that we might be going to a zoo. So I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I should have given her this task. It's making me a little nervous.
So good.
Anyway, all right. So let's talk about some IPAs or income producing activities that you should be doing every day to grow your business. That's what these are. These activities that you're doing will advance your business, grow your business. So the first one I want to talk about is having conversations. It doesn't matter who you're talking to. You just need to be putting yourself out there and talking to old friends, new friends. The more conversations that you have, the more people get to know you, obviously, and then they'll see what you're doing and they'll start asking questions. They'll ask about your leggings, they'll ask about the business. So the more that you can have, the better chances you are going to grow your business. And what I started doing, we talked about this with my coach, and it's following, like picking, using hashtags, finding your target market, your niche, following those hashtags, and then picking 20 people a month that you want to follow, and you follow them religiously. You're commenting, you're liking, leaving genuine comments on their posts. Anyway, you follow them and you engage with them for the full month. If 20 sounds like a lot, you can do 10. But the more that you are commenting on their posts and their stories and stuff, obviously you're going to show up in their feed. So it's just kind of a way to get them to notice you. But you got to be genuine. You can't, it has to be something. You have to find those people that you're liking their stuff and they're making you laugh, or you're like, oh, I like her tip. So it's been really interesting for me, finding people, and you do know when you find them, because you're like, oh, I get her. She, that's funny, or I feel the same way. So, yeah, Laura, it's awesome. So try that. It's been a great way for me to feel like I'm connecting more because I'm trying to, grow more organically and not sending out messages to people. So this just feels good. And then, like I said, as they get to know you and they start to see all of your stuff, then they could reach out about the leggings, or when you start having these conversations with them, it won't feel weird when you talk to them about the business opportunity. Um, Writing content, again, another huge one for me. You have to time block, and you have to make time to do this. It's super duper important. So writing content is, it's going to add value to your audience. And the more value we add, the more we serve people, the more likely they are to come back to you when they do want that pair of leggings, or when they do want to join your business. Then there's copywriting. Copywriting is where you are asking, you're putting a call to action in there. So, the majority of the time you want to be writing content, but then like once a week, at least once a week, you want to put a call to action in there. So, yeah, make time to do that. Obviously, follow-ups in customer service. So, customer service is checking in on those customers after a party, or just after they receive their items, just making sure everything fit and they don't need to exchange or return anything. And then follow-ups are also going back through, old customers or old party hosts, and just asking, maybe if they'd be willing to, host another party, or if they love their leggings, would they be willing to host a party? So all of that kind of goes under customer service. Parties, you guys, we have to do parties. That is the lifeline of our business. You have to figure out a way that works for you, whether it's the bag parties or the Zoom parties, or our classic online parties, Instagram parties, but we have to be having parties. That's how we get customers, and that is how we get reps. And then wearing the clothes. You guys, it's so simple, but we see a lot of people that are posting and they're not wearing the clothes. If you're doing stories, make sure you're in the clothes. We are our own billboard and we're our own marketing. So we have to wear the clothes. Even if you don't have a lot of items, just when you're doing those stories or whatever, throw on something that that you wore yesterday or whatever, put a scarf on, or I don't know, put a baseball cap on, or I don't know, something to change it up a little bit. But it's just super important to make sure that you are wearing the clothes. Do you need to add anything to that, Katie? Let's see. How do you recommend going out using hashtags? Hashtags takes a little bit of time. You have to do your research on them. I kind of just search based on the hashtags that I'm using that feel good to me. And then I kind of see, then they start coming up at my newsfeed, and then I can click on, I don't know why it does this, but it comes across like, say I'm doing 40 something. So now I'm seeing a bunch of, it's hashtag 40 something, and then you click on below and it's their name, and then you can follow them that way. So Katie, do you know about that? Like how that happens?
No, I tend to I'm like a little averse to getting too crazy into the hashtags, just because I think doing some of it for, attracting the right people is fine. I don't know that it's necessary to put up I don't know. I think a few is good. I did try this service. I just wrote Flick. Flick. There was a free trial, and so it tells you, if you type in a hashtag, it gives you other hashtags like it, and then it kind of ranks them. I tried it for the trial, which was, I think, 2 weeks. I noticed a little more engagement. So you can play with that, but I didn't give it a ton of attention, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't do research deep diving into it. I just found hashtags that I use myself, and then I followed those people because I'm like, well, I looked at their stuff and I'm like, oh yeah, I like what she's saying. I like how who she is, and then I followed them that way. I didn't get a service or pay for it or do anything like that.
Yeah. I was going to say about wearing the clothes. Someone who just joined our team, she had been on the team for a while and then kind of quit. And then she approached me. I don't think she's on this call right now, but Christina, she approached me over the weekend and said, I've been really missing the community. I'm ready to rejoin. And you know what got me to rejoin also is just seeing your outfits that you post every day. It just reminded me how much I love the clothes. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's such a good reminder that posting the clothes is the most simple thing we can do, but it's so effective. So make sure that somehow, some way you're sharing your outfit every day, whether it's in your VIP group or your stories, or I don't know how else you can share it, but get your outfits out. Get your picture of yourself in the clothes. It's such a great billboard. Okay, so Monica went over the top IPAs, income producing activities. So like if you can't do anything else, at least do those things. But then I want to go over some like next steps. So team calls. Oftentimes, if somebody's having trouble with their business, we'll say, well, are you jumping on regular team calls? If they're not connected to the team, it's really easy to just like peel away and kind of fall away from it all. So you guys are doing that. I mean, kudos to you. It's not easy after a full day of kids and jobs and life. Getting on these calls, you guys are doing the work. This is showing up when it doesn't feel like movement is huge. This is that consistent step forward, engaging with the team. And there's something about being on live that if you can do it, it's so beneficial. Now, of course, not everybody can be on live, and that's okay. So if you can't, just always catch the replay and make that like a scheduled thing in your life. If you can't get on the call live, you are watching the replay. We always post it in the morning or the next day sometime. You're watching it at least by the next evening so that you don't miss anything. Um, Personal development, I say, I wrote team calls / personal development because this is a form of personal development. You're plugging into your business, and you're growing your belief in the company and yourself and all of that. But personal development of some sort every day is really, really important, and we talk about this all the time, so I don't want to go over it, belabor it too much tonight. But if you don't have some sort of a book or podcast or Audible or physical book in your hand or on your shelf or in your ears or something near you, get it, because it's just really, really, it's like personal training your body, but it's for your business and your mind, and it's just so important. Connect with your team. So however you like to connect, this is where you really get to build your business the way that you like, and everyone will do it differently, whether it's with phone calls or Zooms or voice messaging back and forth, or just or sending a note in the mail, or however you want to connect with your team. Having that regular sort of touch point somehow with them is really, really important, and it will always help your business grow, because the more connections you have in this business, and the deeper those connections, the more you want to stay, the more they want to stay, the stronger everyone's resolve is when it gets hard. And then we said add value in your VIP group. So your customers are your bread and butter. They're going to continue buying from you, hopefully have parties for you, and maybe one day join your team. So how can you add value in your VIP group so that they want to engage with your posts and your content? The more that they like and comment, the more that they see things in your VIP group. So if you're noticing that your VIP group's super quiet, what can you do to get them to participate? If you can get a post that like does really well in there, then they'll see more of what you post soon after that. So adding value is a great way to do that. Are you just dropping in and posting the new releases every Wednesday or the restocks with no text? That's not really hard. That's not special, or that doesn't really do anything for them. Do you know what I mean? It's like, so like they can just get that from an email. It's just so I find it a little boring. And I've done it too when I'm like in a hurry and then I'm like, that wasn't very valuable. So what can you do to add a little value? Can you say, can you I love this color with these pants, or Erica Hackman, you do such a good job if you're on this call, such a good job of showing how she's getting her fitness in, and Lindsay Costello, and just showing up like, this is what I'm wearing today. These are the pieces. Like, how can you add a little flavor into your VIP group of you and make it so that they want to be there? A girl that I'm in her group for Beauty Counter, and I am horrible in Facebook groups, which is funny since I do this. But I just don't, probably because I do this, I like don't really want to be in a bunch of them. But she does these, every once in a while I'll be on Facebook and it'll pop up where she's putting on makeup. And I'm like, oh, I'm like so mesmerized by it. And I think that's adding value that I wouldn't get from just going on the website or in some other group. Like, I'm getting it just from her. So what can you offer your customers and clients that is a little bit of you? Okay, and then 3 tough love type of reminders. So limit your excuses in this business. If you're catching yourself making a lot of excuses, I want you to call yourself out on that. Call yourself out. Nobody else is going to, because we don't have a boss. And isn't that amazing? But it also means that you have to check yourself. So if you're catching yourself saying, "Oh, I can't do this for this reason, or I'm not successful for this reason, or this and this and this," call yourself out and say, okay, what can I control? What can I do? Limit your excuses. Time blocking, really important. So important in this business. Probably one of the most important things we can do to be successful in this kind of industry, because 99% of us are working this business in addition to other things. Most of us are not doing this as our full-time job where we can show up 8 to 5. We have other jobs, we have kids, we have busy lives. So you have to be good at time blocking so it doesn't take over everything else you're doing. That means setting office hours, saying, I'm going to work, these days from this time to this time. It means being intentional about notifications on your phone, turning them off, hiding your phone when you need to, working from a very detailed list so you're not just scrolling Facebook. Just being really intentional about your time. How exactly are you spending your time? This business doesn't require a lot of time to work it, which is amazing if you're really focused and careful about what activities you are doing, and doing these income producing activities first. So Monica talked about talking with people, writing content, follow-ups, hosting parties, and wearing the clothes. So you're doing those things before you're making pretty graphics. You know what I mean? If you don't have much time to work, you're doing those things first. Those come first. And then if you get those things done, then you can go make some graphics. And then the last thing, what are your goals for this business? And do your goals match your output? So for example, if you want to make 6 figures with this business, which is very possible, are you hosting at least one event every week? If you're not going to get there very fast, or are you wanting to be able to quit your job by the, next spring? Are you, regularly showing up for your team and hosting events and being consistent on social? And are your activities matching your goals? It's one thing to set a goal and to put it all over your room, and that's so great, but that's the first step. After you set the goal, now your actions have to match your goal. So be honest with yourself, check yourself, talk to your upline, talk to us if you need help knowing if your actions are matching your goal. And there were a couple questions. Oh, no questions. Okay, good. Okay, Monica, anything I missed, or do you want to review?
No, I think that's awesome. Just to kind of just add to what Katie said, think of your business for the week. Like, we make meal plans every week. Make a business plan. Like, okay, on Monday, this is what I'm going to do. On Tuesday, I'm going to follow up with my customers. On Wednesday, I'm going to set aside an hour to write content. On Thursday, I'm going to get my post ready for my party next week. Plan it out just like you plan on a meal plan. I think that's key, planning out your week. And then also something else that we talked about in our coaching today is just like we do when you're trying to lose a few pounds, you log all your food in a food log, and then you can say, oh, crap, I had that brownie, that wasn't good. Or look at here, I stayed under what I needed for my fat macros. It's just a good way to look back on the week and see, did you have progress? Did you lose weight? Did you gain weight? And then you can kind of look back and see what you did. So same with your business. We're kind of going to challenge you to this. For a week, kind of jot down what you're doing every day. Are you, and be totally honest, like, are you scrolling Facebook for 45 minutes before you start? Are you, like Katie said, are you making pretty graphics? Are you, sometimes we get into that where we're looking at Facebook and we're like, no, we're working, but we're really not working. We're not doing any of those income producing activities. So I think if we write it all down and we see what we're doing all day long, and then at the end of the week, it's like, did I make progress? Did I not make progress? Then I want you to kind of go back and highlight, the things that actually make you money in your business. And then highlight the things that cost you time. Like, I wasted time where I could be working my business. And not to make you feel shameful, but just to make you aware of where your time is going during the week. So we challenge you guys all to try to do that for a week and be honest, and really keep track of it. And I think it'll be very eye-opening where you're spending your time. And like Katie said, do those income producing activities first. And then if you still have time, then you listen to those podcasts, which are super important. You plug into, maybe you didn't catch the team call tonight, so you plug into that recording tomorrow. Just make sure you're doing those things that actually will grow your business and make you money first. Any questions? Awesome. Yeah, I'm scared to do it too, but I'm going to do it because I want to see. I know I can use my time more wisely, but yeah, I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna challenge myself to do it. All right. Anything else, Katie?
I was just thinking like how much I want this team to be a team of women who name their paycheck, go get it, and do it so efficiently. And so it just slips into their lives because you are so good at being focused and intentional. Like isn't that like such a cool thought, to make the kind of money that you want to make, and let it fit into your life because you know the important things to do, and you're not just wasting your time. You are using social media for business. When you're working your business, it's a business tool. You're working from a list, you're working smarter, all of that. Like, that just makes me so excited. I think we are that team, but we can always be better.
Awesome, guys. Thank you all so much for taking the time out of your evening to be on with us. And
one more thing. I wrote this down. You mark your calendar, you guys, for our next team call on the 17th. Jeremiah Bradley is going to be our guest speaker. So can't wait to hear from him. I think he's going to talk about leadership. So I always love hearing from him. He's a kind of a breath of fresh air, I think.
He is.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Have a great month. It's going to be big. And I'll post this in the morning.
All right. Night, guys.
Bye.